So let's go back to, you
Mm,
also said boldness. And so that's what we want to focus on. And of course we know what the word boldness means, but I would love to hear your take on it and your kind of
yeah.
explanation. What do you really
So
mean
what
by that?
I mean by boldness is seeking information because we are not in a place of strength when we lack information. Okay. So my boldness means seeking information, gaining that knowledge to empower you and take you on that journey where you become fearless and therefore you find great confidence to take on any challenge, overcome any obstacles, and therefore that knowledge, that great confidence you found, you become bold and you're able to even take it further to take more actions in your life, and keep soaring. So failures do come and we appreciate them, but we all want to try and seek the other side of failure, which is success. They go together. So if you want to get to that road of
Yeah.
success, you're going through failures, but what do you need to overcome those obstacles and challenges in the stage of failure? So this is the information and the knowledge you require. And therefore becoming fearless when you have this stuff in your hand or in your mind that you can use, or tools, if I can put it that way, tools that you can use to then overcome these challenges and get to that place of great confidence, and therefore you're bold. Yeah.
I like that. I like that. It's kind of saying
Mm.
knowledge is power, and we want to be kind
Yeah.
of unapologetic
Yeah.
to go
Yeah.
and get that. I love it. I'm going to remember that interpretation for sure. Absolutely. So, when we're talking about boldness, now I know that one of the key things you do is help people
Mm.
to move from a place of burnout or a low point and
Yeah.
get to a
Yeah.
place of boldness, right? So I think you've got some steps that you can walk us through on kind of
Yeah.
how you help people do
I
this,
just want
right?
to try and
Okay.
or encourage your listeners to remember that on that journey of burnout, people are on different levels. So I'm gonna come from an angle where it's quite fresh, or it's an early intervention to stop people to feel that way.
Ah,
So if we are created as social beings, right? We thrive on having support from each other, or connections, building connections with people. So for me, the first thing is having that social connection. It was really important. If I use
mhm.
myself as an example, in my burnout situation, the fact that I was socially connected with people was really helpful. It meant that even though I was self aware of some things, there are some things that you are not aware of. So the blind spots I had, my social connections will be able to tell me this is not right. You are different in this aspect.
Mm.
Something is just not sitting well with them because of my behavior in some way. It is out of character. So then you just need a wake up call as well from someone. So building that sort of social connection where you have friends and family you go out with, you celebrate with, you cry with, just going through all the emotions we generally experience with. When you're going through tough times, these are the same strong people in your corner who can identify that something is not right with you. What is it? And open that safe space for you to talk. And that brings me to, sorry, you carry on.
Oh, yeah. No, I do have a question. So I think probably it's also important. I agree, social connections are so powerful, and I see what you're saying. And maybe it's also important to carefully pick who we're leaning on in these
Yeah, I was
situations.
going
I'm
to come
assuming
to
so.
that. I was going to say it has to be a
Okay.
trustworthy social connection, because then you need the support from them. So you need to know that the people that are in your circle are people that are reliable, people who value you, people you value. people who can validate your feelings,
Yes.
so it's all very important. So not just picking anyone from the street to say, I need to be socially connected, so therefore I need you to be my friend. Not that, I'm not talking about it in that sense. I'm talking about something that's more valuable, because if it's not valuable, you won't get the benefits from it. Yeah. um
Right. Yeah, good
And then
point.
that leads me
Absolutely.
into that social, or should I say, support network. So from your social connections, you could also have your support network. If you have more people to connect with, they don't all have to be in that little circle as well, where you feel more supported. So it could be just one person. You don't need, and I do appreciate that not everyone um would want to have people around them. I've met quite a few people through my work, and they would say, "Oh, I'm not a people person. I'm a dog lover." I get that.
Mm.
So if you feel okay with that, that's okay too. I'm not pushing people to say, go and find human beings to be friends with, because we all don't feel that way. But there is some sort of connection, even with your animals. But the thing is, can your animals also talk back to you and support you in that way when you need someone to give you that quick advice? You see, there's a bit of a catch there.
Right.
So at least
Right.
having that one trusted person in your corner to say, even if I'm spending time with my
Yeah.
animal and I feel okay, at least when I want to hear someone, or use that person as a sounding board, there's someone there that I could use and then get some ideas from to then implement.
Yeah, and I think there have been studies done, I feel like, to show that we really do need people in our lives.
Yeah.
So I would agree. Yeah.
Yes,
Even if it's
yes,
a
it's
small
definitely,
number.
it's
Yeah.
really important. And I can testify to that, because in my case, it really helped me. It was my son who identified that, my job wasn't great, or I was struggling with it. And he just had to say one sentence: "Is that the only job you can do?" And then it got me thinking, oh my goodness, it's not the only job I can do. But in my mind, the job is so new and I don't want to come across as a failure. So I'm therefore going to keep at it. So then my mindset was different, and I just needed
Aha.
that voice somewhere. And it came from my son. And I was like, oh my goodness, it's not the only job. So then I started looking for a job. And then I got one, and I was like, it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to suffer so much in that role. That felt like a burden rather than something that I wanted to um, passionately work in and change and help make a difference in. Yeah.
Okay, I just have to say yes, yes, yes to that. Listeners, rewind and listen to that again.